that's kind of the position they leave this in.
Afrikaans asseblief.
Sure.
Press, yeah.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get the statement that you gave to the family. We just want to get that again. The statement from the family, sorry.
Okay, so the family has asked me to make a very brief statement. I will also email that statement to everybody. And it's very simple. The family accepts the judgment that was handed down today. There are no plans to appeal that judgment. They've always been very clear that they respect the legal process and the rule of law, and that hasn't changed. That's their position after today and after this judgment.
And you mentioned it was a very draining experience for them. Can you just talk about it?
Look, I've been asked a lot of questions today about how the family is feeling, and I have made the point that I don't want to speculate or speak about the family or on their behalf. But I think it's pretty logical to accept that after a process like this, it's been a process of almost 3.5 years now, that this is the last step, and it's obviously been extremely draining and extremely difficult, and today was the last chapter in that process, which I think is also part of the reason that Arnold doesn't feel ready to actually speak to the press today at this point.
Thank you so much.
And Elisa, just quickly from CNN. Thank you. And so, I know you can't believe that this might be the final chapter, or this is the final chapter.
Well, I said earlier, it's been a 3.5-year process. It's been an extremely draining process. It's been an incredibly difficult process for the family. And there certainly is a sense of relief that it has now come to this final point. And this, as I said, the final chapter in this very, very long story.
And finally, the judge spoke quite a bit about the public perception out there, some of it fueled by the media, by us as well, I mean us meaning as the media. Do you think that there will be some vindication of the opinions of the family and of Oscar Pistorius, the way he was treated through this process?
Well, that depends on how the media report on what Judge Masipa said today in court. I mean, she was very clear about the fact that there was this narrative that was allowed to flourish in the public domain, and she made some very, very pertinent points around the fact that they were wrong. There was no evidence to support the allegation that that was a premeditated case of murder, that it was a case of gender violence, and I suppose your question around whether he will be vindicated, that depends on how people actually report on that now.
Do you feel that Oscar Pistorius, do you feel that he was tried in the court of public opinion?
Look, I think anyone who has followed the reporting around this case would be able to say that there has been some very, very hardcore reporting that I think was fueled by public opinion. But I don't think I think Oscar was tried in a court, and the legal process has taken its course, and Judge Masipa made that very clear today, that the sentence is imposed by a court and after a proper legal process. So do I think that Oscar has been maligned in the media? To a certain extent, I think there has been quite a lot of incorrect reporting. But today, the sentence has been handed down, and I think we should now just accept that